The weather changed in Texas, and I got smoked. What can I say? First order of business. I don't actually know. I'm gonna try and cook the eggs and goulash at the same time to save time. And I have concerns about that being done well. But here we are. Make it work. I'm gonna think. I think I just start the pans. Do. All right, first things first. Dual heat, medium. These usually don't cook on the burners they're on, and this stove is fantastic, so it doesn't cook evenly on any of the burners. I have to guess. I'm gonna say probably the higher end of medium here. And for this one, I'm gonna do the high end of medium low. Is it Gordon Ramsay? Could be. In fact, it is. Hello there, Governor. My name's Gordon Ramsay III. Okay, it didn't sound like that, but it's close enough. Next up, grab my beef. Now, I don't think I want to butter my pan for the beef. I've been hearing recently there's a certain time you want to let food stick. So with beef, you let it stick because that's how you get that lacing. That's why smash burgers are so good. But then again, I'm not making smash burgers. You know what? I might have to use butter. Maybe I shouldn't get too technical with it because I don't know what I'm doing actually. I just wing it on a daily basis. While that's doing its thing, I'll put some water in this. Just a little bit. And then we're chilling. So, explain to me how folks still don't know it. Is sarcasm a thing that people just don't know these days, or what's going on? What up, AT? Say the line, Doe. What's the line? Making terminated eggs? They're kind of colored the same way that Wilbur is. If you get real eggs that haven't been dyed white, or I guess stripped of their, no, I think they dye eggs, don't they? But yeah, they're like Wilbur eggs, which is kind of weird to think about, but whatever. I'm gonna do more of these. So, things I should do ATM. Show you guys more of what's happening here. All right, we have the vegetables, eggs, beef. The beef is for the goulash, that will be dinner. The eggs and vegetables are for breakfast at 1 p.m. Yay. This is red pepper ground. I would add this to it, but it doesn't actually add any flavor to the boiling process. Like, the red pepper stuff is just for spice. I like it. I remember someone saying it's good to have spice with vegetables for some reason. I'm not sure if that's a real thing or not, but I do it and I like it. So here we are. I'm grabbing frozen vegetables. If you are not a frozen fruit and vegetable enjoyer, why do you make your life more difficult, bro? Don't make no sense. Okay. It's like 200 grams-ish. We don't measure vegetables around these parts. Frozen fruit for smoothies all the time. That's what I'm saying as well. So that reminds me. I used to work at a gym when I was younger. I think I was 16. I worked there for at least a year. So maybe it was around 16 or 17. I worked there for a year or two. The gym would sell smoothies or shakes for $7 a pop. And what bothered me was they would sell these shakes and you wouldn't just put frozen fruit. You'd have frozen fruit, but you would put ice. They'd make you put ice in these shakes, diluting the flavor, because the frozen fruit serves the same purpose. It's frozen. It's gonna make it icy. It's gonna help with that thick consistency. So I didn't like that, man. I've always been someone that has weird beef with certain stuff like that. Like it seems scummy. I don't like doing scummy stuff. So I hated making shakes there because I felt like I was ripping folks off, even though it's not my fault. I don't run the business. They do. So, yeah, that would tick me off incessantly. And I would always avoid making shakes best I could. There's some dishes in the sink, ignore it, all right? We're cutting taters. Those smoothies probably cost 20 bucks nowadays. Yeah, inflation hit pretty hard. I wonder what my gym costs, because that gym used to cost 55 bucks a month, which my current gym costs 55 bucks a month too, and it is what it is. But my current gym is 24 hours. I have a little key card I can scan to get in. I like it a lot. It's not the best gym ever, because it's not like very big, but it has enough of what I need, especially right now. This is probably 240 grams. 214. We'll go with that. I need to figure out how to make hash browns. I bought these hash browns that are shredded up, and I keep messing them up pretty fierce. Are you finally streaming on Shorts? Yeah. I'm here. Well, I do it with the phone because phone streams not on Shorts suck. If you rip a phone stream and it's vertical, or if it's a horizontal, the chat experience is terrible for me. And maybe even the viewers. Oh my great heavens, I'm changing the chat from top messages to all messages. Go all messages or live chat if you haven't already. YouTube's weird like this. All right, in other news, in gaming news, V-Rising announces yet another update to one of the best survival games ever made, which is V-Rising. It's the Whisperers of Darkness, I think is the name of the update. They're adding a forge system where you can combine stats on different weapons to get the ones you want and transfer them, which is amazing. It still encourages getting weapons in the first place, going through the whole process, but it doesn't make it try to sit there and have horrible stats on yours. You can just instead get the ones you want. They're adding a better system for PvP, adding the ability to make dual arenas in your bases, adding another area to the map with new bosses, new sub-faction, you name it. I'm freaking excited, bro. That game is top tier. I always cut these weird. These are like too thick. I gotta cut them like a dent now. Whatever. How do I cut this better? I don't know. And again, my allergies are not, they're not playing games today. The second I got colder in Texas, my body said, hey man, it's time to act like you're dying. It's weird because horizontal is better for viewing on the phone. Oh, wait. Really? I feel like vertical makes more sense. I mean, I guess it depends. Like vertical, if you line things up properly, it's good. But I guess in this case, it's definitely better to do not vertical. If I had a wide lens camera, I think that vertical could be pretty bussin'. But I don't. Maybe in the future, you never know. Could full commit to the cooking streams. I think first step, I should make other food that's not just eggs and goulash, but oh well. For now, we ball. For me, at least, you can see the stream and oh, well, for me, I see the chat on the stream. Yeah, I guess the chat obstructs the stream a little bit. Fair enough. But for some reason, for the person making the stream, in my case, horizontal is horrific. They give me an outdated chat box that I can't even read. It fades too quickly, which is massively tilting, I tell you what. Landscape's better for viewing, but it's harder to type horizontally. I'm not sure why YouTube has these archaic systems. I still think that YouTube wants to make streaming feel as bad as they possibly can. That way folks aren't as inclined to do it. I'm thinking today, I don't know if I want to do more potatoes like this. I think I do. Okay, I do need to measure this. If I don't, I'm kind of scuffed. So I should have measured it before washing it. Oh well. Bop. 165. Okay, so I have 214, 165. That is the current grammage. Write that down. Honestly, not the worst kind of cuts from your boy. Kind of holding it down a little bit. Master Chef Helldivers on a bulk period. I'm not yet. I need to be. Potatoes are really good for cutting, actually. They got micronutrients. They're one of, if not the most satiating carbohydrate, I believe, or however folks describe it. But they're very satiating. So if you're bulking, they're good, and if you're cutting, they're good too. It's kind of weird how that works. One thing I'm doing the past few days, I have a 1/4 pound of beef with my eggs that I just like meal prepped the day before. Okay, this is pissing me off. It's like sliding. See, I could have made French fries. That's not too shabby for a French fry. I mean, it's kind of thick, but that's not bad. First try. I'm just gonna toss these in like that. No, I can't. They won't get coated by olive oil, being all long boys. Okay. I think I found a new way to cut these up that makes more sense than what I just did, or than what I've been doing. You do French fry and then you cube. All right, so this is roughly 380 grams of potato. Which is still not that crazy calorie-wise. So my nephew stole my towel, and now I can't find it, so I'm using these napkins for it, or these paper towels. And I don't quite like it. They're not as good as getting at the moisture. The towel just made more sense. It was longer. It was perfect. Oh well. Potatoes aren't high calories, just that people associate them with French fries. Well, people associate carbs with being high calorie, which is annoying. A lot of people view carbs as the devil. And what really annoys me is that I don't take the time to figure out and like find the proper articles that entirely refute the claims that people make. So folks just pull up like random articles and whatnot to say that like sugar is the worst thing ever. All these things are terrible. If you eat these, you're gonna die. Meanwhile, they're probably eating those very foods in the first place. But yeah, French fries. You can make low-calorie French fries too, though. Like if you use sprays for French fries, you can make them low-calorie. Because all you have to do for French fries is you bake them. So you get like some olive oil spray, which is gonna be less calories than you using just regular olive oil in most cases. You spray those on the potatoes, like these very things, in fry shape, and then boom, you have lower calorie French fries that will still help you hit your macros. One thing I want to do, I want to make some PB Fit Uncrustables. So PB Fit is powdered peanut butter that has a lot of the fat removed, so it's lower calorie. And you can mix the PB Fit with, I think they do like low calorie syrup and then like low calorie jams, and get some keto bread and make some Uncrustables. This is dry-ish. As dry as it's gonna get. Oh well. Oh, okay. This is why I don't like paper towels for this. That was productive. Look at us. I gotta find a towel that doesn't leave behind all these microfibers on my potatoes. The towel I was using didn't, or at least I couldn't see them, so it was like the blissful ignorance that I was enjoying. These ones, every time I use a certain towel, I see like these blue squigglies from the fabric on it. It's tilting. Spilled the taters? Yeah. Okay. I think I need more than the regular 50 gram, half a gram of olive oil. Can't even see what I'm doing. My camera angles are goated. Keeps the viewer guessing. I put oil in this. Use 100% cotton towels for cooking so there aren't microplastics. Ooh. Well, it's not like the microplastics. It's like just like the squigglies. It's like the fibers from the towel that get caught up on the food itself. That I don't quite fancy, you know what I'm saying? All right, so last time I said that we wouldn't be using the same parchment paper in the air fryer. I lied. I'm still using it. Probably shouldn't be, but oh well. Keep that. Like it's getting to the point that I should retire this parchment paper, but it's good. It's a soldier. It's a trooper. We gonna keep doing, but we don't keep on keeping on. And I do believe there's way better air fryers than you know, this one. I want to become an air fryer connoisseur at some point. The ones I'm looking into are just stainless steel. I want metal trays. I don't want any like non-stick coatings. I guarantee you that non-stick coating stuff, especially for air fryers, it's like a scam in a sense. It's also gross. Like cleaning them, they're non-stick, yet the stickiest thing in the universe. One time I cooked some chicken something in those, like chicken nuggets or something, and it still stuck to it. And trying to use anything to help clean it does not do much. My vegetables are on way too high. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and put this in for 400 for 18, I do like 19 minutes. You know what I mean? All right. Now we're back to this station. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off actually. I'm gonna turn the vegetables down, turn this a bit lower. Because I kind of think I would need to make the eggs after the beef is done. The beef may take a while too. We'll do it like this. You know what I'm saying? This might be good. Let's go ahead and check. Ew. See the underneath my stove, it's not good. Air fryers and pressure cookers are peak man cooking. Air fryer's pretty goated. The one I'm looking for, it's like you have a tray. It's like a rectangular tray you can put in. And I feel like there's so much more versatility with that than the air fryers that are like the one I have currently. Hey, first try. Want to see more? Or like, what's that one game called? With a snake? This one's also ready, by the way. Or at least it was. I turned it off, or turned it low. It's getting there. Alright. Hey. Okay. Now, ideally, I want to have both my meat packages ready to go. I think you can peel them, but I don't know how. And when you can't figure something out, you just ignore it and do what works. Okay, it's not working that well. So instead, I just cut a flap into the packaging. And I slice, or I get my spatula in there to slide out the beef cubes. Hello? Yo. Oh. I'm not sure how many of you guys saw the Roblox Helldivers 2 thing. It was like Dark Divers. Some people got really upset that I was playing Roblox. They were saying, this one dude who's been in the stream for a long time, he was like, I think you're an absolute man-child for this. This game corrupted my niece's mind or something like that. And I'm sorry, I guess, but here's the thing. It's a video game, and I'm playing the video game. It's not that deep. Because my initial response was, I hope that you don't drink alcohol, smoke, do any kinds of drugs, or do anything that has potentially affected my family members, because then I'd think that you're the same thing. If I was a low-level thinker in the first place, though. But basically, he's putting his niece's parents' inability to raise their daughter correctly on me. Like, Jesus Christ. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm just playing a video game. Yeah, it's a game that I also didn't even like. I didn't even encourage folks to pay for anything in the game either. I wasn't going, wow, this is so sick, we should all be spending money. I didn't buy a single thing in this game. So I'm not sure how I'm catching slack in the first place. That bothered me. Because I really, the smoke is fine, it's fine, ignore it, it's fine. These days, I don't get bothered by comments, I get bothered by the thinking behind the comments. And usually, it's more like when people have the same thinking, like a lot of folks have the same ideas that just don't make any sense. I'm like, damn, how do I help these people? The answer is I can't, so that's unfortunate. Okay, if I'm making smash burgers, I wouldn't add oil to this pan. I would instead just make these like 4-ounce patties or cubes and smash them down. Because you get better heat transfer that way. Let me go and do this. Wow. 1. It may be very sizzly. If that's the case, I'm sorry, but let me know. Because I want to figure out if it's like too annoying. We have the air fryer going off, we have the sizzling of the pan. Might be like a lot of noise making right now. Go ahead and back away. Oh, so roll these away. Meat. Cause I'm making meat. And now, wait. The eggs are already out. 안녕하세요. My mom gave me eggs and she titled it dirty. You see this? Do you see this? It's probably backwards, but it says dirty. It's messed up. She's like, hey, I brought you eggs. I'm like, thanks, Mom, appreciate you. She's like, by the way, they're really dirty. Like, thanks, Mom, which I still appreciate it because these are better than the store-bought eggs most times. Actually, all the time. Grab a bowl. Crack the eggs into it. Slap the meat? No. I don't want to do that. Okay, counter space is becoming a problem. Folks are right. I was wrong. Hey. Yeah, this egg is disgusting. So, usually most folks will rinse it off and try and get it clean. I find the cleanest side, crack it, and ignore all, ew. I made mistakes. What is this? What is this? Okay, we fixed it. It was almost irredeemable, but we fixed it. Is my stove too hot? I don't know, but I don't think so. Moving the butter. Right, sure. Actually, just kidding. I think my goal is to use 3 of these. Maybe counter space is a problem here. I think it's the only problem because of tripod. How would I fix that though? God bless. It'll cook out, don't worry. Amen. This method, I've never gotten sick. I'm not sick right now, I have allergies. It's a difference. My body's just weak to pollen and whatnot. Cracking eggs with one hand seems nuts. Like, how do you even do that? Me? I crack eggs with eggs. And it usually works out pretty dang good recently. Yesterday, I cracked an egg that had the weakest shell imaginable. That thing slid down my cabinets, all the way on the floor. Cleaning up an egg yolk and an egg on the floor, just even one, is gross. It's all sloshy and slooshy and whatnot. Couldn't even really move it properly. 1 second. Actually, I'll show you guys. Okay, so the egg carton goes back here. We can go ahead and move this right here. The vegetables are steaming. Pan's not hot enough, I turned it down. That's too hot to grab, I'll die. Oh, do you even see? Man. This is a beaut right here. This is a beaut. Peep this. Stainless steel, right? It moves. How do I flip this? Yeah. It's fine. Got a good sear on that, you know what I'm saying? I think my plan is I have to actually eat my breakfast while making my goulash. I gotta eat standing up. So one thing I've been doing, I just started doing, I meal prep burgers, burger patties. There's no seasoning, there's no butter, no oil. You got a chili recipe? I do not, no. The closest thing to chili that I make is my goulash that has like nothing fancy in it whatsoever. These plates scare me. If you buy plates, I don't recommend getting cylinders. These are cylinders. Get this. You see how it raises in? It's beveled, I think. Get cone plates, essentially. So the plan, get this patty on the plate. Just some basic stuff, you know what I'm saying? Just some basic beef. And once the eggs are almost done, I'm gonna start that microwave for like a minute. Goat dough, yo Dominic, thanks for the 2, brother. How you be? How y'all be? How y'all do? Goulash is top. I mean, I love goulash, bro. It's very simple. Watch me beat these eggs. Cinema. Oh, I got a haircut today, right? And the annoying part about the election being concluded is that now I have to tippy-toe around all the conversations. Because I don't want the folks that I don't want the gym people to know who I vote for, because it doesn't matter. I don't want the barber to know who I vote for. So whenever they vent about whoever won or whoever lost, I gotta sit there and smile and wave. And be like, oh yeah, that's tragic. Regardless of whatever's going on. I feel like the move is to make it seem like you're on their side. Whatever side they're on, essentially. But like, don't say anything too crazy. Like, you let them say what they're saying, and you're just like, oh yeah, for sure. Because I don't want to have there be an issue. That's the last thing I want. Because I don't care. I think the worst thing you can do is pick a side in the first place. Like, you find out what you want through life, and you vote accordingly. And you keep doing that every single time. Picking a side is for Muppets. I'm in a deep red state, so I try not to stir the pot. Hey, right there you just did. You're just supposed to say, I'm in a state that I don't agree with. Because all you should, like, I think ideally you don't want people to know what side you vote for in the first place. Because it shouldn't be about sides. It's about what you want. You find the side, or like, you have to vote for sides, but you shouldn't align yourself with the side, I guess. Because that's tribalistic. That's you just saying, we agree on a couple of things, so therefore, we're the best of friends. Not really. Yeah, the key is to avoid referencing any side no matter what. Yeah, pretty much. Which I've been making content, not daily, but pretty close to it. And people would have to guess what side I'm on. Or guess what side I lean towards, I suppose. Now, it wouldn't be hard to guess, but I don't talk about it. Because I don't think it's very productive. I will say, it is kind of lame that these days, if someone doesn't agree with your side, let's say you're best friends, and one day the person finds out that you don't agree with them politically, the friendship's over, even though it doesn't change anything else about you. That's why politics sucks. And that's why it's divisive, and that's why I usually don't talk about it. And why right now it's annoying, because the gym I go to, the barber place I go to, I keep hearing folks talk about politics. I'm just like, bruh, stop. You're being ridiculous. On another note, I was walking by this dude. So people in my neighborhood hang out in their garages all day, which is strange. And this one dude is in his garage like he normally is, and he's playing on a fold-out party table, which I have no disrespect against, because I used to game on one of those. I started making content on a party table, like one of those like white low table things, and he's got his speakers blasting. All I hear is the best settings for Call of Duty Black Ops 6, my top settings for Call of Duty Black Ops 6. And I don't say anything, but I'm like, hell yeah, hell yeah. It's just some nonsense going on. I only talk about politics to the closest of friends. Well, even then, I don't recommend it, because then like it might become like an echo chamber. This goes in the microwave for a little bit. Not quite yet. Go ahead and cut this. We have a bit of a Muppet in chat, I'm assuming. Look 1, 2, 3. Why being weird? Is it a thread? All right, the beef is cooking too long. We almost broke it. We almost butchered it. Oh, we almost butchered it. Oh, God. Multitasking was almost the end of me. Yep. Ba-da-da-da. Like I said, I'm not weird. Okay. Fair enough. But yeah, this guy in the garage, he's just looking up the best settings for Black Ops 6, and it's just funny to me. It's funny how gaming, gaming's enjoyed by so many more people than I'd think. And at like noon, by the way. It's noon where I live. Or it was noon. Or no, it was 10 in the morning. This guy's just looking up gaming stuff on a, what is it, a Friday? Oh no, it's a Thursday. Put the glizzies on the grill. That should be like a new saying in Helldivers. Put the glizzies, it's like, brother, the content is, okay, this is weird actually, this analogy is weird. The content is the glizzies, and the glazers want them in the bag so they can glaze them. That's actually a weird analogy. We shouldn't go with that. We shouldn't go with that. I dislike that analogy now. All right, so that meat's cooking. The potatoes are done, I think. Before I get this started, we should check potatoes. They're good. They're good. Okay, this pan's already at the correct heat. Turning it down a little bit for eggs. Turn down the vegetables as well. I'm adding in probably like 40 calories of butter. I'll measure it actually. Okay, it's 36 grams, including spoon weight, so it's not 36 grams of butter. All right, 6 grams of butter. That is roughly, that's actually less than 40 calories. Isn't that crazy? Brother, weigh your food, chat. Weigh your food, it'd blow your mind. I want to get like a slight coating on the edges here. And then toss in my eggs. Scrape out what I can from the bowl. Realistically, I'm an idiot, but this, bro. Get you a spatula like this and just scrape out stuff and get more value. Boom. All right, microwave, gotta start that in a moment here. So microwave and do like a minute or like 55 seconds. Don't open it, what the heck? We got child locks on microwaves. All I'm saying, y'all, I've cooked in a stainless steel pan on stream at least 6 times now. And every time, oh God. Good shots. We have non-stickage with the eggs. It's kind of godlike. If you have an induction oven or an induction stove, I highly recommend getting a stainless steel pan and trying this. Okay, beef patty's done. It been microwaved. This burner I'm not used to, so the eggs will be cooking a bit more than they probably should right now. Oh well. They're not burnt, but they're getting there. Okay. This is done. So, put this here, grab this, boom, boom. Ta-da! 1/4 pound of beef, 6 eggs, 400 grams of vegetables, and roughly 400 grams of potatoes in a second here. Cleaning my pan right quick. And then I'm going to swap over the sides on the burgers, or the goulash meat. This has helped me get better at multitasking. Also talking through my actions. One thing that I think is very profound, a saying, which is your inputs determine your outputs. Essentially, your actions determine your results. But for some reason, the input language really spoke to me recently. And all it's really done is make me think about it, which thinking is good and stuff, but actions are important as well. And that reminded me of a different thing I learned today, or read today, which is the solution to your anxiety, in some cases, is action. If you're overthinking, if you're paralyzed by inaction, just doing stuff could be all you need. It could be all the solution that you require. All right. One thing I haven't checked on at all this whole time is the veggies. We have been burning these on stream a lot recently. This time, hopefully not. Go ahead and grab me a plate. I didn't burn it, they're just like holding on. It's fine. See, look. We didn't burn anything, let's go! Progression! Dubnish! Oh, so the past few streams I've been hearing that when I use the DJI mic, it's too loud. I turned down the gain. I'm not sure if it made it better or not. I hope it did. Well, it wasn't that it was too loud, it was that it was just loud. So I tried to improve that the best I could. And I'm hoping it has some results. Alright, the pan is clean. I highly recommend that when folks are done making their food, they clean their dishes before they eat their food. It helps a lot. Helps keep things tidy. It gives you a system of sorts. So the play with that beef is the inside is still raw because it's very thick. I cook it in a way that's very long. So I cook it in the cube form, big cube. Then I cook it into smaller cubes. And then I flip those on their side and I cut them all into different pieces. It's a long process. Get some beef tallow or oil with higher smoke point. I like butter though, but not a bad idea. Those veggies are hot. How much pepper I put in them things. I might try that, just for fun. Some beef tallow. How long does beef tallow last? Like, how long is beef tallow good for? As Laziel says in Baldur's Gate 3, indolence breeds madness. What's indolence? Laziness? Oh. I'll show you from this angle, actually. Give me one moment. Oh, smokes. Can't even see. All right, this is the last day this parchment paper will last. This is the final day. It's going in the trash. All right, so breakfast is this. 400 grams roughly of vegetables, 400 grams roughly of potatoes, russet, 6 eggs, and a quarter pound of beef. Pretty good eating, not gonna lie to you. YouTube is so annoying. It'll just turn off messages. Oh my goodness. Indolence is basically inaction or laziness. Huh. Oh, indolence. What up, Ravi? Yeah, and cleaning a hot pan is way easier. And just cleaning anything that's remotely warm is better than cooking things that are cold. When you let pans get cold, the food gets caked on, making it way more annoying to clean in the first place. All right, so here's the next strategy for this. You cut it down the middle. Eventually it'll be ground beef, but right now I'm doing a method to get like more flavor on all the sides. This side needs more pan. Oh well. Cooking meta? I mean, the meta, if you don't meal prep at all, you're trolling. Or you're rich. Or you just eat out fast food all the time. Or, those are like the general things. But I highly recommend you meal prep something. Because I make my breakfast every day because I like to. Needs more glazers. What? So, for Halloween, I had the idea of being a glazer. I'd be like a donut costume with some goggles. I could be a glaze diver. So you're making goulash and shivapi. What is shivapi? Is that breakfast? Here's the plan. Here's my goulash. Well, the place that it's going to be resting in soon. Get you one of these. I can't do this in the air. Yeah, so, boom. We are using San Marzano Organic. Well, the organic part doesn't really matter that much. They just do it because they can. These tomatoes taste freaking good though. I like them a lot. And they're peeled, which is dope. We have this going. Pop the lid. All right, lit. Tomatoes gone. Now, these will need to be chopped up in the crock pot. Because as you can see, they're just these tomatoes. Get you a spatula like this, rubber, silicone, and scrape the sides. I can't show you with this angle. But just trust me, doing this, you get so much more out of your products. If you eat yogurt and you have those big tubs of yogurt, do the same thing with the yogurt. You'll scrape out like 50 grams of Oikos yogurt from a tub. Like this is the meta. Look at that. And I like to rinse out my tomato cans once I'm done using them as well. Makes it easier to recycle it, which I think is a good thing maybe. So now that this is happening, it's time to chop it up. As seen as such. I'm going to add a decent bit of salt to this, even though it seems like the best salt I've used to actually transfer flavor is Celtic salt, in this concoction at least. I've tried the Redmond salt, I've tried using kosher salt, but Celtic salt just has like that flavor transfer. You can actually like taste a bit of salt, like nothing crazy, but you can just taste it. Maybe it's the quantity, I don't know. All right, that's done. We're gonna add in some green chili powder, some red pepper, and some salt. The green chili. The red pepper, I'm almost out. I'm almost out of this stuff. and the salt. Now, don't worry about the salt. I'm adding in some beef broth as well, and 2 pounds of ground beef. So, like, realistically, you gotta have some salt in there, otherwise you're gonna have no flavor. All right. 1 second. And now we chop the beef. We break beef. I'm going to deglaze the pan, which for some reason certain games can't be deglazed, unfortunately, the same way. I'm going to deglaze it with beef bone broth in a moment. That red is from the tomato paste, by the way, for everyone that's like freaking out. Okay. I got the sniffles. All right. And then now we run it back. Keep the heat on. Get you some of this. I see everyone and their mother use kettle on fire, which I need to figure out how to rotate this camera so it actually lets you read stuff. Now for this, I crimp it up all the way like this, and I fold it over once, and then fold over again the other side, so it's easier to rip. Probably not necessary, but I just do it because I got something wrong with me. You know what I mean? This will help get all that flavor that's trapped in the pan off the pan. You know what I mean? Rinse this out as well. So people say you can use metal on stainless steel. I don't necessarily like doing that, but it definitely helps you get stuff off the pan. Using that rubber stuff is not the play. It sounds like nails on chalkboard almost. It's like almost a mix between ASMR and the worst sound you could possibly imagine. Okay. You love that sound? New ability unlocked, ASMR. Okie dokie. Weird angle, I'm sorry. But we got a decent bit of the stuff that was on the pan. All right, not too shabby. And what it looks like right there is nowhere near the finished product. Because now it's going to cook for the next 8 hours. 8 to 10 hours, roughly. The longer it cooks, the better in most cases. But the longer it cooks, the less juice there will be. Like the meat will absorb the juices, essentially. So if you want to put it over rice, you don't want to cook it too long. I'd say like 8 hours for sure. If you want to eat it by itself and not have like a rice or a carb side, I do like 10 hours probably. Maybe 11. Depends. My allergies are killing me. I want to hear one comment about the water. It's fine. I have a bubbler. All right. So all the dishes aside from the spatula are clean right now, but the spatula I'm going to use in a second here. Should probably clean the water on the underside of the pan, but oh well. So all this liquid, especially from the bone broth, that's going to get absorbed into the meat somehow, some way. Or evaporate, I don't know. Something happens. All right, and now we want to merge it a little bit. Okay, do not forget to turn on the crock pot like I do all the time. Don't forget to plug it in, and then don't forget to turn it on. I'm putting it on low. Low for a long time. You salt it? Yeah. Did that earlier. Oh, and don't forget a lid, like I did just now. Lids are pretty important. Now it's time to eat my cold breakfast. Ba-ra-ta-ta-ra-ta-ra-ta. Yeah, it's not that cold actually. That's good. So on these days, I sacrifice some breakfast. Oh heck no, brother! It's time to die. No. Get close again, I dare you. That's right. You don't want to smoke with me. There's a gnat near my food. That house sounds empty. It is. I have furniture and I have like nothing else in this house. It is what it is, feller. Run the fade? Nah. Yeah, I'm fighting Shriekers IRL. I still can't believe that people are mad I played Roblox. So there's folks that are mad I played Roblox. There's people that don't know what sarcasm is, because in the title, I was like, the new Helldivers 2 killer. That's the most obvious sarcasm imaginable. But folks in the comments are going, he can't be serious, right? Of course I'm not being serious. I'm playing a game for fun. I'm also poking fun at like a common phrase we hear all the time. X game, X new game is the Helldivers 2 killer. Which, that's a phrase you hear for so many games. Critical thinking. Yeah. It's not even, at that point, it's like common sense. Common sense is gone. Which is rough for me, because I like making sarcastic remarks, and I can't do that. It's the same reason why people will say that I'm being way too harsh with my critiques of the game. I'm not even sure it's about me sort of having critiques and feedback. It's like the way I say it. I don't say names, but it's like people are like way too sensitive to things that don't affect them at all. And because people have been allowed to be sensitive, they want more. It's like progressive oversensitivity overload. Just like with building muscle and whatnot, you progressively overload. They do that with their feelings. Is it a homemade ketchup? No, this is salsa. From the store. Probably got MSG in it. Please don't have any cilantro. This is tomatoes, tomato juice, salt, calcium, chloride, citric acid, jalapeno peppers, monosodium glutamate, black pepper, garlic, paprika, cumin, and sodium benzoate. Preservative. No cilantro. MSG is pretty good too. Tastes good. Two months ago, folks were saying Space Marines was a Helldivers 2 killer, and no one bats an eye. Well, 2 months ago, people said that, and then it turns out that Space Marine 2 can't even keep itself alive. It's not going to kill Helldivers 2, let alone stay alive in the first place. And as a result, now folks are acting as if people didn't say that. They're acting as if folks weren't saying that Space Marine 2 was a Helldivers 2 killer. I will smite you. Say I won't. Where'd this fight even come from? But that's what makes no sense. That's that brain delay. People are acting as if the internet doesn't exist and we can't just go back 2 months and see the comments that folks are making. That content creators made, and then oodles and oodles of Randys on the internet made too. He has to die. No, I missed, barely. I almost got him. I didn't clap correctly. I'm finding shriekers in my house. Well, Space Marine 2 was unimaginative. Space Marine 2, unironically, felt like the Dark Divers 2 game. Like, Space Marine 2 felt like Dark Divers because of how whack the gameplay was. But with Roblox and Dark Divers, it's meant to be what it is. It's not supposed to be like a crazy high production. It's also free to play. There was more diversity and more thought put into that game than Space Marine 2, if you ignore the counters. Where did this fly even come from? It's gonna bother me. No, I can get this fly. Just give me time. He sees his food and says, "Hey bro, you can eat all that. Share a slice." Didn't like the gameplay in Space Marine 2. It was punch, QTE to kill, punch, QTE to kill, shoot, stop shooting because it feels so bad and does no damage, punch. Well, you couldn't shoot anymore at some points because you didn't have any ammo. Yeah, there's just some... I feel that there's a lot of game developers right now that are in positions of power that don't know what makes a game fun in the first place. They probably haven't adapted. They haven't learned that gaming as a whole has evolved. And people don't need to have the next best amazing thing, but they need to have progression. That makes sense. You can't just make this arduous, unengaging skill upgrade system and expect folks to play your game for hours and hours afterwards. Just because you make it take 25 hours to unlock one class's full perk system doesn't mean that folks will really do that. Yeah, it's that checkbox developing, essentially. So, okay, guys, do we have a skill tree that will give our players progression? Yes. Is it fun to do? No. Are the skills rewarding to unlock? No. Is it fun to unlock the skills in the first place? No. But we have a skill system. And gamers give them a pass because what was one of the things that folks kept saying about Space Marine 2 versus Helldivers 2? Well, Space Marine 2 has a campaign system and PvP, guys. So the gamers were essentially giving the devs a pass because they checked off a box on a list. It was there. Doesn't matter how good it actually is, it just existed. The PvP was bad in that game. There's a reason why folks aren't playing it right now. It's just bad. But gamers in all their wisdom, they thought just because it had it, it was amazing. That's where critical thought doesn't exist. Because they don't see past the existence of something to understand, does the existence of something actually mean anything? Does it actually have more to give to the players? This Gnat wants to die. I want fun games too, man. All I want is fun games. Right now, if gamers had higher standards, we'd have fun games. But they don't. If gamers had higher standards, Remnant 2 wouldn't have nerfed all the fun stuff in pursuit of difficulty. The players would have revolted and said, "Don't do that. That makes no sense. Revert this now." If gamers had higher standards, Space Marine 2 wouldn't get away with making 6 operations, 7 now, and only 1 has a boss fight, and all the other 6 feel the exact same, essentially. It's just gamers. Gamers have standards that are below bare minimum, and they don't see that. Because when they like something, even though they'll only like it for like a month maybe, they'll defend it. When they don't like something, they'll attack it. That's it. This guy. No. He's on you guys? God damn it. He's got that drunk fly. That drunken master movement. I can't handle it. Went back and added a bunch of quality of life. But there's something I got disappointed on. They buffed a mod but removed the ability to have it out more than one at a time. Yep, exactly. Balancing at the moment in mini games is 100% monkey paw. You get what you want, but you lose something else. No! You get what you want, but you lose something else in the process. And it happens in every game, it feels like. It's ridiculous at this point. God forbid players get to have more fun without having to lose something in return. Because Helldivers does it every update. Which is why I seem so angry all the time, and why I seem like I'm never happy. Because the game does the same thing every single update, so Like, I'm gonna call it out, if I feel like it at least. Salted and dried beef meat, thin sliced opinion. Oh, that's good. Salted and dried beef. So you mean like jerky, but just homemade? Fun, you can't have that. You gotta treat games like 9 to 5. That's what they want. WildStar, way back when, they were falling off, and they ended up adding some kind of a system that you could spend probably the next 2 years grinding to get everything unlocked. I don't think many folks did that system because of just how time consuming it was. These days, I'm not sure what games are like that. I mean, Space Marine 2 made you invest like 20 plus hours to a single class to get max, which is kind of crazy, considering you don't really get much in return. I think that you're better off as a game developer not having those systems in place, because the second a player sees how long it takes, they get discouraged. You're better off instead making progression a skill thing, players getting better. Reward player skill and like player skill improvement in any way you can, and the best way to do that is by making it fun to get better at the game. The best examples are hunting games, or one of the better examples are hunting games. But those are the games that I spend the most time playing, are the ones that you can get really good at. Got a friend who stopped playing Helldivers 2 simply because every map takes 20 plus minutes to clear, and his point is he only has so much time to dedicate to a game after work, so I get it. I feel the same way. I wish that Helldivers 2 focused more on missions that weren't so long, because I get kind of bored staying in the same mission for 40 minutes. And even if you watch back videos, like when I watch back my own content, I want to make a video on it, 40 minutes is so excessive. Folks will watch it, but I don't know, man. I think that 20 minutes is a sweet spot. Like 20 minutes makes the most sense to me. So I'm kind of bummed they took away the 20-minute mission that was fun, which is rep. Because Blitz is okay. Like, Blitz is too easy to finish. Please play Deadlock. Dude, they got too much CC, brother. I'm playing CC Lock. What do you mean 40 minutes? A 3-mission operation is 2 hours to get the most efficient amount of medals. I don't do those. I'm gonna be real. The only time I ever do a full operation is when someone else is leader. That's it. Like, I could care less for any of that stuff. The way that they took away the escort mission and people were parroting it was impossible. The same thing happened now. What kills me, I may make a video on this, I'm not sure. It kills me that people keep bringing up challenge in Helldivers 2. Like, they'll say that certain guns are only bad because they're challenge weapons, so it makes sense. But anytime we have a challenging mission that's actually good because it's difficult, they want it gone. And when that mission gets removed, they say, well, the mission was impossible. You couldn't do the mission. Even though you can, I did the mission solo, which was like, you had to cheese it a little bit. In a duo, it was very easy. Trio, 4-man, super easy. People don't actually want to get good. They just want to make up excuses for why they aren't good. And they want to excuse everything the devs do just for fun. That's what happens these days, unfortunately. Because in the same vein, they just nerfed the raise the flag mission versus the automatons. It was challenging, don't get me wrong. But if you bring Ricola's rifle, barrages, and some sentries, it was really easy. So, another case of folks that just don't want to actually learn the game. Oh well. You don't like eradicate missions? You don't like eradicate missions. I feel like they could be overhauled for clearing out a big cave, like a fortress. That'd be more fun. The current eradicate missions are pretty lame because you just sit in like one area. You drop and you sit in one area. The same thing goes for the defense missions where you have to defend the rockets that launch out. You don't really do anything. Like, it's fun to be in Helldivers 2 and be moving around. So clearing out a cave, there'd be different POIs in the cave itself. Every time I join quick play and I'm thrown into an eradicate, I sigh, I just leave. If I get a mission I don't want to do, I don't do it. That's how I play the game now. If Arrowhead caught shit when they said to get good. Well, they don't have to say it. But devs don't have to say anything. They caught slack because people are A, sensitive, and B, they just shouldn't say anything. Like, let your actions speak for what's happening. You don't have to say a single word. Rocket missions are kind of boring, especially against bugs. Yup. When they first launch, they're cool, but after a while, eh. It gets lackluster pretty quick. So, I think that I thought that mission would be much better if it was like a specialty mission, but then again, I guess having it in the game's not bad. The game's kind of washed after 400 plus hours. 0 in-game, nothing to chase. Yeah, that's why they should have really gotten better at making the game, the core of the game, good. Not good, but amazing. If you have an amazing core to the game, folks will replay it just for the core. Right now, though, when I play Helldivers 2, I don't have many options for loadouts that are actually worth using, so I don't feel like playing the game. Because what happens is I play a mission and I go to myself, you know what? Why would I bring these other stratagems that are going to be essentially useless most of the time? I could instead bring these stratagems that'll be really good most of the time and actually play the game. But in saying that, I'm playing the game the exact way I've always played the game, so the game gets boring. And the devs haven't done that good of a job of addressing that issue. Methinks. Sony pushing to release tons of things were left on the cutting floor. That isn't really the problem, though. The game popped off. The problem is their balancing. How much time was wasted because of how they balanced the game? A lot. A lot of time. No endgame? I don't think that games need an endgame to be fun. how y'all put in hundreds of hours in some cases. You did it because playing the game was fun. All they have to do is make the game more fun in different ways. You see this? Kind of. Because the end game that folks think they want is going to be a checkbox. It's going to be like, all right, go ahead and get like 10,000 samples, or maybe more, like 20,000 samples. Go ahead and kill 2 million automatons. It's like, okay, I'm just working towards a random goal that doesn't actually mean anything. Cool. An upgrade system. Okay. Like, it's gonna be fun, maybe. But once you have the upgrades, what then? You're right back to the same spot you're in right now. So all they have to do is make the game more fun in different ways. The easiest way is weapon design. The harder way is mission design. It would be like, it goes weapon design, enemy design. Those are like two of the same thing essentially. And the third way is mission design and objectives. PS5 says I've got 605 hours, but I know that's just the time in the apps. Spend a lot of time staring at the map and not playing. There's a mission timer you can see stats-wise. When you're in Helldivers 2, and you go to the place to find your kills, in the same area you'll see a stat for mission time. Mine's like, I think 400 maybe. Could be higher, I don't know. You're afraid to look? Nah, send it. Mission tab's at the bottom of the career page. Ah. Would have had more hours, but I left when the weapons did little damage. I'd have way more hours if I wanted to keep playing the game. Because I don't really do a whole lot with my days right now. I go to the gym most days. I go for an hour walk most days. I try and edit videos, which I've been paralyzed by overthinking recently, which makes me not post as many videos as I want to. I think part of that's that I don't want to post negative content for Helldivers 2, and I also have nothing else to play. So I've been like basically shit posting on TikTok. Just like random stuff that pops in my head. And I plan to do more of that. If Helldivers 2 had more meaningful content, which to me is just making the game fun to play, I'd have probably close to 2,000 hours. Reject gaming, embrace shit posting. That's what folks recommend. Just do it. Dragon's Dogma 2. Got hooked watching YouTube videos and the game turned out to be exactly like that. Maybe. Mission time, 351. Jesus. See, my mission time is at least a third of what my actual game time is. My game time is 1,300 hours. Mission time, I'd say maybe 400. See, there's a few games that I wish I played when they first had their release because it'd be better for content, but I missed the window. Dragon Dogmas 2 is one of them. I think that dropped whenever Helldivers 2 was doing its thing. There's Dragon's Dogma 2, Marvel Rivals. I should have played that game for sure. Because Marvel Rivals, that just looks like a fun time. And I didn't have a PS5 to play the Monster Hunter Wilds beta on PS5. If I did, I would have. But I didn't, so. Unfortunate. Aside from that, I'm not sure what other games there are. We'll play first Monster and Marvel Rivals. I'm thinking Rocket. The raccoon from Marvels. There was a bit for PC as well, but it'd been awesome to play both betas and get access to more Monster Hunter Wilds. I didn't get that though, unfortunately. Any interest in Ready or Not? Don't know if it's your type of game or not, as it's more slow-paced. Nah. In the future, I'll be more open to stuff like that, but my goal is to play games when they first release and make content like expeditiously. That's my plan going forward. Is try and be aware of what games are releasing, the games that I think that I could have a decent time playing, and then covering them. Which, funny enough, the Monster Wild beta came out. I haven't posted a single video about it yet. I'm trolling. Yeah. As a content creator, I have to focus on content pretty heavy right now. Because I don't have the luxury that I'm trying to work towards of being like a streamer in the sense that I can just stream and have everything be all dandy and well. Because I don't have an editor. I couldn't afford it right now in the first place. I'm the editor, I'm the streamer, I'm everything for the most part. Like the folks that watch my content, y'all give me ideas for stuff, which helps a lot. But aside from like the ideas to some extent, I do everything else, which is rough. And ideally, I want to get to a point where folks don't feel the need to donate at all, and I can just be good off sponsorships. That's what I want. In content creation, the best money you can make is sponsorships. So I'm working towards getting more of those that are actually decently aligned with what I like in the first place. Exceptions include mobile games, occasionally, if they pay well enough. But I'll probably never take, I think that I will most certainly never take a gambling sponsorship. It's not for me. Or a vape sponsorship. Had some folks reach out recently saying, your community would love these new, I'm not even sure what they were called. I'm a brokey? No, I ain't worried about that. There's a reason why I don't have like a sound notification for donations. I read them, but I pretty much read chat the same way I read donations. The only difference is like, I'm gonna make sure I read a donation because it'd be rude not to. Whereas chat, I can't read every chat box or every chat message. I don't think so. At least not from the videos I've seen. They're pretty sharp and quick to react. What is? Oh, and Ready or Not. At this point, I'm really looking forward to Monster Hunter Wilds. In December, I'm pretty sure we have Dauntless, which could be crazy for me, or it could be not. Who knows? And then there's Stalker 2 this month. I think I'll play that, but I don't see anything crazy happening with that content-wise, which is kind of unfortunate. So the only real potential I have is to get sponsorships at the moment, which I'm working on too, and to potentially just like try and focus on TikTok, oddly enough. Maybe. I think that my content style for YouTube is not really inducive to just posting random stuff. I tend to just post on a new game that's popping, and if the video does well, I gain traction. Cool. I can keep posting about it, keep getting views, and I'm like basically a teacher for games. But there's no game I want to teach right now. I could try and teach Helldivers too, and like do a super beginner guide style content, but it's not as engaging for me. If Stalker 2 is like Metro Exodus, it'll be mid AF. Hopefully not. I've come for Helldivers 2 content, but for some reason I'm sitting here and watching Doe eat. After my walk with the dog and my protein shake. Hey! Walking is goated though. Have you taken your creatine? That's the only thing you're missing right now. If you have creatine, take it. If you don't, consider buying some. By the way, I do have a creatine, well, basically a creatine plug, sponsored. Well, it's not. It's an affiliate code thing. 0% commission, by the way. I just heavily recommend creatine. 5 grams a day. There's no loading phase. Just take 5 grams a day, and it'll probably make you feel better in some way or form or fashion. I have it. Forgot to mix it. Just have to chug it with a bottle of water. Stuff is great. Yep. Yeah, today, I normally mix my creatine with my electrolytes because electrolytes have flavor. The creatine, I get unflavored. When I forget to do that and forget to mix it, I'm like, man, I don't want to drink this creatine by itself, but I will. It's not the end of the world. I do recommend, though, for folks to take creatine. And I take mine top of the morning. I usually do my pre-workout snack if I'm working out that day. And then right after that, I do electrolyte, creatine, water, down it, boom. We chillin'. I would hate to start Helldivers 2 now knowing how many samples you need for the ship upgrades to make the game playable. Yeah, I think that's another issue that Helldivers 2 runs into constantly, is they always find these like convoluted ways to give players a solution to a problem that either involves buying a war bond or it involves getting ship module upgrades that take forever to unlock. It doesn't help that they took away the best mission for farming samples because people didn't like it. Oh well. So being a new player, that kind of sucks. You eating reminds me of my analogy of Arrowhead. You're eating too fast, so we reduce the size of your utensils for your health. Funny you say that. Folks recommend if you want to sort of like try and game the system, which is, so in this case, health, like you eating faster and not being as full, which can be an issue if you're trying to lose weight for various reasons. People recommend getting a smaller fork or spoon so you don't eat as fast. You physically can't eat as fast because the utensil is smaller. So in that case, it actually makes sense. Helldivers 2 don't make any damn sense. You're the only content creator I've consistently donated to, simply because you don't sugarcoat things unlike others. Give it the good work, my guy. I'm stupidity. I'm your stupidity. Thanks for 10. I can't help it, man. The content that I make, I don't plan. I just do it. Like this stream today, I was like, should I stream? Do I not stream? Go live. All the videos I talk about for the most part aren't planned. The only exceptions are, I missed it barely. The only exceptions are when I know a game's gonna have patch notes, for instance. When I know a game's gonna have an update, like sure, I'm gonna play the update. But me talking about certain things in Helldivers 2, for instance, I just do it because I want to. It's not that I think it's gonna get a ton of views. In fact, the only videos I posted where I'm like, I'm gonna get a lot of views off this were videos on testing behemoths and bile titans and tier lists. But aside from that, I just do what I want, which it's doing something, I guess. Funny you should mention that about the content creation aspect. This is the most subscribers I've lost in a month, in a long time. I'm like down 600 right now. This fly wants to smoke. But you were enjoying eating too fast? Oh, that's different then. Yeah. Helldivers 2 will nerf what you enjoy. Just to spite you. 600 less glazers. It's weird. There's people that are donating to other streamers trying to trash talk me. But those same people also donated to me. Which I'm not expecting them to donate ever. But it's weird how they'd give me money and now all of a sudden they don't like me for some reason. As if I've changed my view on things. As if I've been the most consistent with how I feel about Helldivers 2. One of the most consistent creators across the board. So it's perplexing to me that people don't know how I am about the game yet. I don't know. The amount of comments I get where folks will say, Doe, I followed you at so-and-so time frame, and I've seen you change. Really? I've been doing the exact same thing. The very first update for the game, I talked about the issues the game was facing. I've done that every update, basically. So, it's funny. People want to be affirmed in their beliefs, not told the truth. Yeah, and that's why I don't like certain content creators, man. I don't like what they do, at least. I don't like them, actually. Because I feel that content creators have a responsibility, especially in a game like this that seems so impressionable, to not be spreading lies. Missed a haircut. Did you lose weight, sir? I am down from 198 pounds to 174, I think. 172. Low weigh-in today. All right, practice what I preach. How's the goulash? The goulash is still cooking. These allergies are killing me. This is the goulash. It doesn't look like much. Give it time. Ew. Oh, you can't hear me. The mic's over here. I forgot. How much muscle I gained? A decent bit. How do you mute this mic? Record. How do you mute? There's got to be a button for it. Hello? Nope. Not that one. Oh well. How far did you get in Monster Hunter World? I mean, I guess I beat the game. I got decently far. I did all the monsters you could do when it released. I think the last thing I killed was Tempered Mergigante. Oh, the God mic's back. We're good. But muscle gain, I've gained a decent bit. I'm not sure how to measure that properly. I do have some before and after stuff I need to do. Because I have like a bunch of videos in my room. It sounds kind of weird. But I have like videos of me when I was working out at home. I do some pose down stuff occasionally. Just like a side profile, front, all that good stuff. And there's definitely a noticeable change even right now. But I want to lose like another 5 pounds, I think. I scrolled up, there was a person cutting hard-boiled eggs. A fellow cooking stream enthusiast. No, I played Iceborne. Iceborne is the one that had what I'm talking about. Iceborne had... Yeah, I played Iceborne. Monster Hunter World Iceborne. I played that. With the clutch claw. Not a fan. I haven't posted pics yet, no. I'm gonna wait. I want to get like a better transformation. I might post something right now, actually. Just get, like, do that, and then I'll get like a better one too. Oh, V-Rising is getting more content, folks. V-Rising. Bro, I'm sick. These allergies are killing me. Did it before? I do. I was 300, down to 240, 190's goal, maybe 185. It's a long process to make sure you don't bounce. Yep. Even for me right now, I get like the urge to just eat what I want, which you can kind of do within reason. But the difficult part is just going back to the consistency. Because if you're consistent for the most part, you can have some inconsistencies and still be fine. I take allergy meds, yeah. Do you still recommend Raven's Watch? Yes, I do. Raven's Watch is fantastic. I'll probably play some more of it here soon. Maybe I might not stream it, but I'll play it. Favorite monster in World or Iceborne? I think I like Rathalos more. I rarely use the Clutch Claw, but it does make the fights kind of easy. I just don't like it. Like, Clutch Claw, you gotta freaking... Also, Clutch Claw until you wound a part, and then... Not a fan. I don't particularly enjoy that kind of stuff. I love Monster Hunter Wilds, though. Monster Hunter Wilds is going to be probably the single best hunting game Capcom's ever made, at least, like, recent ones. Yeah, if you're someone that, like, honestly, even if you're not trying to lose weight, I recommend going for a walk outside whenever you can. It helps clear your mind. Like, ideally, it's good to work out Not every day, but go for work. Like go get some lifts in, do something, bro. I am dying. These allergies are gross. Am I playing Path of Exile 2? When does it release? When does Path of Exile 2 go for early access? It's awesome that everyone is getting in and striving for self-improvement. When you get healthy and be happy. Yes, walks help me kick depression. 2 to 5 miles can save your life, sunlight. Yep. December 6th. Yeah, I'll play it. I'm eager. Yeah. People want to sort of glamorize, or they want to glamorize the solution and the best way to do certain things. But the reality is, it's the most simple of things you can imagine. Going outside can help you feel better. Going for walks can help you feel better. Trying to lose weight, going for walks can be the answer, be a major part of the answer. Not the whole thing, but a major part. It's all about just trying it, doing it. In case you need a game in December, I will. I'm gonna need some games to play. I'm almost tempted to play some Overwatch or Apex, man, but I don't think I want to. It's tough. I gotta figure something out though. There's a park a mile away and it has a track. 2 laps is a mile, so I walk the mile there, do 3 on the track, and walk the mile back home. Yeah, uphill. Yeah, at night I go for an hour walk. It's like a roughly 3 miles. Depends on how things go. I play Sons of the Forest. It's not for me. But I walk the same path basically every day. If I want to go longer, just depends. Oh, and if you have a dog, bro, if you have a dog and you don't take him for walks, try it. My mom, for the longest time, didn't take her dogs for walks, which only one goes because one of them doesn't like the leash. The other one's 15 years old. She's old. So the one that she does take for a walk, loves it, and she would have never known. How's the goulash? It's being made right now. We'll know in like 8 hours. Yeah, I go out, it's dark out. I'm gonna start going on Glock walks, I think, just to have something on me, just to feel more at ease. Methinks. But then again, I'm walking in a pretty safe neighborhood. The biggest worry is gonna be wildlife. That's like the one thing that might be a bit worrisome to me. I've got 2 to 3 routes I change up so I don't get bored and with the same path. Yeah, whatever works. For me, I just do the same thing. Because the path I take is the nice neighborhood. My neighborhood's pretty podunk, a little bit, in comparison at least. We got mountain lions, we got wolves. We got rabbits, mice, snakes, wolves. We've had a mountain lion before. But mostly wolves. We hear howling at night. It's getting dark real early. It's getting dark real early in the UK, like around 4 p.m. It's getting dark at like 5 or 6 p.m. here, which is weird to me because before it would get dark at 9 p.m. Kind of tilting, actually. We've got coyotes, mountain. Oh, I think it's coyotes, not wolves for me. Coyotes, mountain lions, and raccoons within 2 miles of me. Glock walk. That is the play. Man, so tonight I don't. If I stream, I think that the only thing I can think of doing is randomizer builds in Helldivers 2. Could be fun though. I'm gonna ponder that for a bit. I do 27-kilometer bike rides every other day. It's super spicy at 5 degrees Celsius. I have a bike and I don't ride it much anymore. I don't know why. I do cycling at the gym I go to, like a seated bike. But there's something I don't like about cycling that much. I don't like the freaking, like the bikes that are built for it. You're positioned in like a strange way. I don't like it that much. I also think that maybe my bike isn't set up properly. Yeah, I used to go back with my brother. Like he's the reason I had the bike in the first place. Bike plus audiobook. I want to get a book called Atomic Habits and read that, I think. I think I need some guidance from a book right now. Yeah, the Goulash was already made. You can go back in the stream if you want to watch that at some point. You've been playing Blob 6. I played my 40 hours of Blob 6 and I'm done. Methinks, for now at least. I'll probably play the new missions or the new maps they released for Call of Duty Zombies. Got a CCW out here when walking with a flashlight and whatnot. Coyotes and wild dogs. I kind of want to go flashlight too, because it does get pretty dark. Make eggs? Yeah, I already ate all my food. I had 6 eggs, 400 grams of potatoes, and 400 grams of vegetables with a quarter pound of beef. Dude, having eggs and beef, game changer. It's just like so filling. I love it because it's a lot of protein. Audiobooks and exercise are the Shias. It makes you want to go on rides because you want to know what's next. Huh. Favorite kind of barbecue? I'm gonna say sausage. Because I like brisket, but I don't like greasy brisket. And greasy brisket's kind of the play for most people. So sausage is like my favorite. It's like consistently pretty good. And there's like so many different kinds of sausage you can get too. Which zombies mode was sold separately? I don't care for multiplayer. Yeah, smoked sausage, yes. Yeah, zombies should be its own thing. It should be like $40, and they should invest heavily into it. If it was good enough, if you could actually make it more than zombies currently is, I could see it being $60. If you could like full-fledged make it amazing. But if you're selling Call of Duty and you have zombies like kind of just there, which is it's good. The Easter eggs are cool and all. But I would love to see zombies as its own game and see how crazy they could make it. Anyway, just wanted to stop by, drop a like, a few comments to drive the algo. Keep up the good work, though. It's always a climb, so just keep climbing and fighting the Glazers. Silent Fox, thank you, bro. I'm gonna keep on keeping on until I move on, I guess. Was choking holding back tears when doing the last Andy Weir book. I heard that name before. Missed the first Black Ops. That was the most ham I ever went in a multiplayer. I played a lot of Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, and Black Ops 2. After Black Ops 2, I stopped, and World at War. I played a lot of those Call of Duty games. After that, I haven't really played COD much, or invested much time into COD since. Martian Artemis Project Hail Mary. Huh. I'm not cultured, I guess. If you want a somewhat compact but really bright light, I recommend the Jetbeam N30. Expensive but quality. There's a brand my brother recommends called Olight, but I think that his is more for like actually like he does like mechanic work, and they have magnets. They're compact a little bit. He likes those a bit. But you mentioned the Jetbeam M30. Keep the great streams, bro. Not a big gamer, but I enjoy your streams. Hey Shane, thanks for watching them, bro. I heard BO2 Zombies was the best. BO2 Zombies was pretty good. BO2 Zombies had a lot of nostalgic maps for me. But so did World at War. World at War had one of the most nostalgic maps I've played. But yeah, those older CODs really nailed the scary aspect of zombies the best for me. Resident Roblox skater back at it again. You're freaking weird for that, if you're being serious. All right, Paradox? There's nothing weirder than like trying to put whatever your niece has going on me because Roblox rotted her brain. Like, come on now. It's a video game. That was a strange comment. After BO2, I was pretty much out. I came back for Warzone when it's at its height, but I haven't played COD in like 3 years. Warzone, like the next Warzone could be nice, but I just don't like COD's movement that much. Not a fan. Scary. Mortuary assistant win. Never. I don't think that that's a good play. I don't think that mortuary assistant makes sense. I don't blame you. I hate the game. I always have ever since 2014. It generates 90% slop. But like, it's just funny. Like playing Darkdivers was fun and funny for the whole hour or two that we played it. I think it was like maybe 3 hours. That's all it's gonna be. Roblox streamer equals groomer arc. Nah, I really don't see myself playing too many Roblox games. Like when it comes to gaming, there's a level where it's like, this is so bad, it's still kind of funny and still kind of good. So Darkdivers being Helldivers 2 and having things that it actually did pretty well from like a design standpoint, it's kind of funny. But in terms of actual content, I ain't playing it again, dude. There's not like enough to do. There's not like enough engagement there from like my mind, essentially. I played Doom. I played the recent Doom, methinks. So I ended up feeling guilty playing Roblox games because of how much Roblox exploits minors. Dude, at some point you have to separate what the thing is for what it's tied to. Because one thing I think about is imagine if the most despicable person, imagine the most despicable person you can think of, and then imagine if that person discovered water. Would you feel bad if you drank water that you need to drink to exist because the person that is evil in every way imaginable discovered it? Or would you not care? I wouldn't care. If the water well was built by slavery, probably. I'm just saying water as a whole. And what if it's the only water well in your entire area? Then what? But Roblox isn't something that Discovery's developed. Yeah, most of the games on Roblox are developed by like kids, like teenagers. And they hire other teenagers to help make things and help script things. What do you think you would do to make players have fun in Helldivers 2? Because certain MMO systems I don't think is very engaging. You just make it so more builds are fun to use. That's it. That's all you have to do. You balance the enemies to make them fun to play against. And then you make the weapons fun to use against the enemies that are now more fun to play against. They say they won't drink the water, but they will. Yeah, I mean, not to get political, but there's a lot of folks that said they'd leave America, depending on who won the election. Those people are still in America. So, I'm just saying that some folks will say some darn, like just the darndest of things, just because they can. Make primary weapons kill things and spawn enough things to kill. Exactly. You make it so weapons can kill the things that they're supposed to be killing, and then you spawn enough enemies that it feels fun to actually be killing things. Put kids on Rather Coaster Tycoon. What? Look at that. Roblox isn't the same. Bring back those laggy as hell Tycoon maps. Well, Roblox is like, I don't see it's not an interesting thing for me. It just so happened that Darkdivers existed, and it's kind of funny. Listen, Jurinia, we're not like discussing the election. I'm just saying that people made a claim that was very hyperbolic, and they aren't going to follow through. Which is kind of like, it plays a part in people trying to sort of fearmonger certain things and people being upset with how things are ran in certain cases, like Roblox, for instance. But it's not anywhere near as deep as people make it out to be. Guys, as a Russian, one of my rakes at summer house was welded by a literal German war prisoner. Shouldn't I use it now? Yeah, that's the moral quandary that I'm kind of bringing up too. It's like there's so many, like, if you wanted to play the game of, does the thing I use, was it ever tied to something that I don't agree with? How many things could you use? Because people, they bring up the idea that you, at all, in any way, shape, or form, using a product is supporting this horrible, horrible thing. I don't know. There's some really talented map creators on Roblox, but they're buried by the Rust garbage stuff. I mean, that's just how it goes. Same thing happens on Fortnite, Unreal Engine. The same thing happens with products. Like, there's a thing called the African net sponge. I have like 10. I like them a lot. And then there's like the products that try to imitate the African net sponge. They try to like copy the branding and everything, which I think is illegal. Anywho, they're terrible. Like, they are zero good quality whatsoever. But whatever's working, folks will imitate it. That's how it goes. The internet has generated a hyperbolic mindset. I'm just fucking joking around because I just hate how it looks, being the very hyperbolic person. See, you made it hard to know that, dude. Because you've been a slight negative Nancy the past few streams. It's come from me. So I was like, if he's being serious, Jesus Christ. Yeah, but like, folks will do the illegal thing because they can. Well, they can for the time being until they get in trouble. Not a hypocrite. History is history. I don't try to pretend people are bad, that companies are bad. No need to limit yourself trying to play good. I agree with that. Because the components in your phone and your PC, where do you think they come from? Probably not the best of places. You still use them. In a lot of cases, people will find the things that they don't use and point out how they're terrible. They'll say like, okay, what products do I not use myself that I can make other folks feel bad for using? Ah, this one's sick. As they're researching it on their phone or laptop, wearing their shoes. Hey man, there's only so much you can worry about. Roblox itself isn't a bad thing. It's not his fault that people don't manage their children's time on games. That's what dude, for sure. That's the biggest thing right there. It is not Roblox's fault or anyone's fault that there's children that can't manage their time, and there's children that get what they want and they can spend money on Roblox in the first place. Because I can't imagine there's many adults that spend money on Roblox. I could be wrong on that. But I think that the majority of money spent in that game and time spent in Roblox is by children. So the adults could easily direct their kids to more reasonable stuff. They just kind of choose not to because Roblox is easier. It's easier to have them play Roblox and just shut up for a little bit than to actually deal with it. iPad kids become screenagers. Cut that shit out early. Yeah. You want your kids to have an imagination. Screens don't give them that. Not to say you can't ever have your kids on the phone or on the iPad or whatever, but it shouldn't be like a solve all. And as far as it comes to like companies doing certain shady stuff, it should end with the person using the product. If you don't like what they do, don't use the product. Simple as that. But some folks make it other people's problem that they don't like the products. And that's where it gets kind of weird. That's where I disagree. Do you think creatine can cause or accelerate hair loss? I believe it doesn't. Pretty sure there's like a few studies on that, at least one study on that, that showed no correlation between hair loss and taking creatine. There was a whole spiel on creatine yesterday I heard, and I forget exactly what was said. But I'm getting pages. Have a great stream. Or can I have a good night? Have a good day, brother. Have a good rest of your work day. Yeah, I'll see you later maybe as well. Depends on the stream angle. My favorite smoothie lover. I'm no longer a smoothie enthusiast. If it's into itself, it's targeted at younger people and economically simple. Fortnite is the same thing. Try to absorb it in the market so everything becomes an unrecognizable blob with no new kinds of games or creative endeavors. Yeah, but Lego Fortnite is insanely good. And Fortnite itself is also pretty good for what it is. Like, it's just like a battle royale that has, like, they realize that it doesn't actually matter what you are in the game because people like to kill people as their favorite thing. Peter Griffin, Stewie Griffin, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, I don't think that what Fortnite does is even a bad thing. I think that people should have more self-control though, and they don't. So you have kids that want every new back bling, they want every new skin. That's a parental issue again. Like, the parents can't control their kids. They can't tell them no. Like, I would be damned. The one thing that I would probably never get my kids is a skin in a video game. I would never start that. In fact, I would be like, yo, you can buy a game and you can play a game, but we're not buying anything currency-wise. The only exception is if the game was really, really good. Like, example, V-Rising. If the game is like V-Rising, where they put quality content forward, I'd be like, okay, my kid wants to get some stuff in this game. The game is amazing. This is supporting the game too. Cool. But like, that's it. I would not allow them to get freaking skins. Ain't no goddamn way. That's how I feel right now. But then again, like, yeah. That's how I feel at this very moment. Gotta go buy my gato some food. Hey, that pimp. Later, bro. It's targeted to kids because it's made for kids with a good amount of games built by kids. Well, Fortnite, I feel like the majority of the audience is like teenagers, which is like, no, Fortnite's weird, bro. There's full-blown adults that play Fortnite. Like, full-blown adults that play Fortnite by themselves for fun. I think that Fortnite it doesn't fit into like a certain mold. Start as a kid, get into the Fortnite goon pipeline, stay as a teen, grown into an adult, easy. Or if you could ask for Robux, no. I probably wouldn't put them on Roblox in the first place, personally. I do think that Roblox games seem to be pretty much low effort for the most part. Like, there's some cool stuff, and Dark Divers some pretty cool stuff, but overall, the main bulk of the product is pretty meh. Because in Dark Divers, for instance, after 3 hours, we pretty much experienced the entirety of the game. And the only reason we got to do that is because we got carried. If we didn't get carried, we'd be sitting there trying to grind for, like, essentially Space Marine 2 progression to actually do stuff. You hate the cel-shaded style that things like Overwatch and Fortnite have. Strongly feel the look of the game determines its identity and it affects its quality. I like Overwatch and Fortnite. I like WildStar. Like, I like a whole variety of different graphics in games. tend to not really enjoy live service games besides Helldivers 2 because weaponized FOMO makes me mad. A good live service game that's kind of it's like live service but kind of not is V-Rising. It's a game that as long as folks enjoy the new content and they engage with it and they support the game a little bit, it will continue to make new content, which they're doing it again. I think that that's the best case for live service games. It's a game that doesn't exist to try and make the most money. It's instead a game that exists to try and make the best content. And when folks enjoy the content, they continue to make new content. That's V-Rising. Bright and colorful stuff just attracts younger audiences. I don't like it. I think you're reading too much into that. Like, bright and colorful is good. It lets you see shit. Because look at Tarkov and other games like that. Sometimes you're facing enemies, you can't see anything. So bright and colorful having contrast is good. Like in Fortnite, you can see the enemies. I like that. I'm a big fan of being able to see what you're shooting at in a game. Same thing went for like even WildStar, which wasn't like a PvP. The cartoony style always attracts younger audience. I mean, yeah, but it doesn't mean that adults don't like cartoons either. I love cartoons. In fact, I just bought a shirt today, which I washed it with a sticker on it, bro. I messed it up. I know I'm not gonna like this. I love cartoons. Yeah, and anime, brother, the amount of adults that watch animes that are just cartoon, I think the generalization that only kids like Fortnite, only kids like those very cartoony games is incorrect. Cartoons don't need to be that bright. Most cartoons are that bright. Most cartoons have insane contrast. Courage the Cowardly Dog, Kids Next Door, regular show. Yeah, like, a lot of them have like insane contrast. To the Naruto run? No. Yeah, Doodle has a good point. Take the hate you have for these games and direct it towards vaping, Galaxy Gas, music. I think that if we're talking about brain corruption, it starts with music, bro. I feel like that's way more targeting than these games. OhDough will grow into useless bags in his 80s. Prove me wrong. Nah, I won't be as crotchety. But I'm of the firm belief that if we're saying that media is a problem for kids, it's music. Music is 100% far more damaging than games, without any doubt in my mind whatsoever. Yo, Diego de la Maza, got you. UK is enforcing a law next year to ban all disposable vapes. Good. I'm not sure how vaping gets popular in the first place. Like, how do we say that smoking is bad for you after we say it's amazing for you? And then time passes and we're like, okay, smoking is bad, guys. Let's go ahead and give everyone a vape now. Smoking is bad, but vaping is for sure better. It's not. Any music? Well, the music that raps about the same old, such as gang violence, killing people constantly. It's like, I'm gonna slide on my ops. I'm gonna kill them for doing like all this nonsense. Drugs, sex, money. I feel like that's not like the best of music. Now, I listened to Tech Nine growing up, but I think that I think more than a lot of people do. So I didn't like listen to music and go, that's awesome. This is good stuff. US actually did the smart thing by not replacing smoking with vaping. They said replacing one with the other isn't the solution to the problem. True. And the goat Yee? Nah. I think there's like one song I like from Yee. On a better, faster, stronger than that don't kill me. That's like the only one. Smoked for 9 years, absolutely trash, wasting my life, wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Nope. Smoking, nicotine, the nicotine pouches for like your lips and whatnot, or tobacco, I guess, just don't do it. If you want an addiction, get addicted to improving your life. All you gotta do. A lot of older cartoons like SpongeBob and Courage use their colors and art to evoke a certain feeling and message. They create a certain type of idea that evokes a good terror and good vibes. That sounds like you're just kind of making stuff up a little bit. That sounds like an article from like the equivalent of a gaming journalist, but in this case for cartoons. A cartoon journalist. I feel like SpongeBob is just as colorful as Fortnite. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. No, I ain't. Well, I'm just saying, like, they seem to be of the same color palette. You can make your own game seem more vibrant as well, which a lot of folks do. The way they use it's different. They still have it though. I do not believe that kids are going to sit there and go, and okay, I really understand the intricacies at which you use your color palette to display the message within the film here. The kids see bright colors and call it a day. Now, most kids don't even understand what's happening in the show in the first place. It's subconscious. My brother in Christ. You got some strange hate for colors. Hot take, but Amazing Digital Circus is as deep as it is goofy and childish. Most other anime series are not. Amazing Digital Circus. What? Why are the kids' cereals bright and low on the shelves? Brother. Helldivers 2 sometimes is so vibrant it hurts. True. But Helldivers, it does vibrance in like the worst way. Everything's the same color. Everything's orange. Like Helldivers messes up something fierce. It's not hate, it comes from a place of love. No, I'm just saying that what you're focusing on makes no sense. You're basically saying games shouldn't be as colorful when the games that are colorful actually have a reason to be colorful. Sure, it maybe targets kids, but adults play it too, and it helps to see things you're trying to aim at in a PvP game especially. And the arguments for why it's doing it, I don't think really tracks that well. Because I'm not saying they don't do it to attract more of a kid audience. I'm just saying that I don't really care. Like, it's going to happen regardless. I'm saying the way they use it can be better. By being less bright? I'm confused. But bright colors sell. Look at the 80s and 90s. Yeah, they do. I like bright colors more too. If you're showing me a game, and if you show me two pictures, on the left side, it's like these very dark tones for a game. On the right side is more of a cartoony look. 9 times out of 10, I'm probably going to pick the cartoony look. I like Dauntless. I like Lego Fortnite. I like... Fortnite's okay. What else? Spellbreak. Like, some of y'all are reading way too much into the design choices for games. Because, yeah, for sure. Like, there's some marketing going into that. But at the same time, some games just look better than other games. It's 2024. I don't need to be playing a dark PS3 game. Hey, but you do sometimes. Helldivers 2 makes the missions dark as hell for some reason. Didn't like the new Monster Hunter Wilds for that much. Too much dust and pictures very blurry. I wonder if that's because my graphics suck though. Because I kind of felt the same way in terms of graphics. They did the same thing that Helldivers does, where the storm kicks up and all of a sudden you can't see anything. Increase the brightness, you're good to go. I want to go back to the early 2000s where games were all brown. I remember seeing something on that subject to a certain extent. Love the grit and dust. I like being able to see stuff. That's where I'm at. Like, I like visual clarity a lot. I'm a big fan. There's that point in a mission where the sun sets or rises on the map and it gets super dark for a second. This is PS3 era. What? Everything was gray and brown, no joke. No joke. Oh. It's hard to think back to games from that era, from 2000s. Hard to like pinpoint it. What you understand is I'm a LARPer. LARP is up there with gameplay for me. Oh, fucking, no wonder. No wonder we have a disconnect. I am the opposite. For me, gameplay is essentially all that matters. Need for Speed Most Wanted. Yep. Need for Speed Most Wanted. I think there was what? Need for Speed 2? Need for Speed Underground. One of the Mortal Kombats. I forget which one though. There's been like 10. Oddly enough, the games that my family had growing up on the PS2 and whatnot were not the games I liked playing that much. We had racing games, we had Mortal Kombat games. I think that the only time I wanted to play a certain, like the only game I really like invested time into was Call of Duty when I was younger. That's it. Burnout Revenge Remake. What in the heck even is that? That's a game I've never heard of. Burnout Revenge. Posture check. Arrowhead or LARPing the Galactic War, I'm here for it. Galactic War is epic because nothing like it has been done before. That's where we have like the biggest disagreements. I feel like the Galactic War is boring until something happens. I'm asleep until the end. I think that Galactic War will be cool once the journey comes to an end. But while you enjoy the journey, I want to see the ending. Because the ending will hopefully bring content. And if not, I'm going to be pissed. I imagine the current Galactic War is building up to at least dropping the Hive Guard soon. I think that the content schedule is going to be, we're getting the Hive Guards. We'll probably get some other brigades of varying enemy types and whatnot. At least 2 new support weapons. Probably 2 new war bonds. Maybe 3 new war bonds. Maybe a vehicle. And then the Illuminate will drop. That's what I think is going to happen. Yeah, Hive Lords. What did I say? The DSS? The DSS doesn't, like, it doesn't exist to me. I think it's going to be a glorified stratagem picker. The bugs will get a brood equivalent to Jet Brigade. More broods and brigades. will come and roam around the map. Hopefully it's fun. Because if not, I don't know what to even say anymore. It has the clan thing, it'd be nice. The clan thing is going to be a very short-lived endeavor. You're going to make a clan, join the clan, and then once you're in the clan, you're going to be asleep. That's how clans work. Will you be able to travel the DSS and see other Helldivers there? If you can do that, it'll be a lot cooler. If you can't at minimum go on the DSS, I think it's going to be pretty lame. You're going to hate the DSS mechanics because of the auto barrages and eagles. Yep. I've heard about that. I'm not looking forward to it. Will you be able to... I heard that twice. Yeah, I think that DSS is going to be... It'll live up to the hype because most people have like zero expectation, or they're going to get exactly what they're looking for, which is just more of the lore build up, I guess. Clans are just going to be another mechanism to do matchmaking, I think, for now. No raids for a while, if not ever, because the game already crashes and lags. Yeah. Helldivers is being held back by a lot of things, but one thing for certain is definitely the engine. Oh well. Illuminate have been coming since the game came out. I know. We have the portal thing. We have like the gateway that'll make it into the bug area already established. There's a chance that we get GTA 6 before Illuminate. Actually, no, isn't it 2026 for GTA 6? Never mind. We'll probably get Illuminate next year, at least in like the next 6 months. Anyway, it's 2025. Ooh. DSS will add more content Liberty Day because folks will actually use it more than a week later. But it'll be less content for me because if it's going to be auto barrages and auto eagles, I'm asleep. I think a 60-day plan solved down the backlog, and that's why MOs have been so long. Oh, slowed down. I think that them not like just releasing things that are in a good state on launch has slowed down their backlog immensely because they have to release something, get feedback on the thing they just released, realize it's not actually good, brainstorm how to fix it, take forever to fix it. So they don't really have as much focus or time to focus on making new good content because they're always working on fixing the content they just released that isn't actually as good as it should be. And then when they do release things that are good, they nerf it, like the Quasar cannon. Is that not kind of weird? And then they nerf things that don't need nerfing, like the HMG. I don't know, man. So they're gonna make it so they never have a free catalog because they keep nerfing things that don't need to be nerfed. Look, the Quasar had like a 10-second cooldown, and they made it 15. The pod stirring upgrade, still salty about that. Did they add that to the game as an option, or was it always there? So I know that they tend to add ship module upgrades that are aimed at solving a problem they created. It's the definition of cause a problem, sell solution. It's kind of messed up. We're doing a lot of stealth nerfs recently. Oh well. Old habits die hard. If you get the Airburst rocket launcher on launch, I'd rather not re-experience that launch. We did a lot of content every week for the last 3 months, but the content was always broke. It was broke in a way that didn't make it fun. That's the unfortunate part. Like, we rarely got things that were broken that made the game more enjoyable. After launch, at least. Most things that are broken just don't do what they're supposed to do. And they do not much otherwise either. Vehicles would make the game more fun. Driving while shooting at the bugs. Yeah, just driving away. Add new thing, it does nothing, it kills you. The airbrush rocket launcher is still annoying to this day. You still die to things that you probably shouldn't die to. Oh well. All right, folks. I'm gonna call it there. I'm gonna go, I guess, edit a Monster Hunter video. We'll see. But I might be on tonight. I might not. I'll post in the Discord if I am. If I am on, I'll do a randomizer thing, I think. I don't quite know. But anyway, thank you for watching. Chill and chat. It means a ton. I appreciate it greatly. And have a good day or not. Laters.